Togo imports an alleged 500,000 tons of e-waste a year. Several of it can be a public health danger, but it as well inspires regional innovators and provides jobs. It looks love a spinner and it moves love a, but the robotic creation cannot fair be sacked as a plaything. It is as well a character of the digital coup brewery in one of Western Africa's least countries. I done the of a throne 3D printing device, Uzia Folibebe says, indicating as his robot arachnid. This plasticity received of the printing device became the weapon and legs. And I done a 3D printing device as so of e-waste. I in fact scientific how to do the printing device of the web, he adds. Mr. Folibebe conducted the robotic spinner in schools hoping to concern the students in scientific and recirculation. My expect is to do a scientific kit so how they can start to do their own things and resolve the problems of the society, the innovator says. His Ecotech lab is positioned in Amadanhome on the suburb of Togo's Equity, Lomé. It is a humble area, in a chalkboard dominant one side and a 3D printing device following to the contrary side. On e-waste, the 29-year-old is one of an increasing quantity of youthful entrepreneurs who see all the e-waste imported by Togo as an prospect. Regional Ecological Flesh E-Waste Center estimates how 500,000 tons go in the nation each year. External his lab is a variegated gallery of old televisions and some utilized electric consumer goods distribution above a Puncourt-sized landfill. Comfortably, Mr. Folibebe shares the website in an e-waste processor, giver lightweight accessing to components for his inventions. He admits he has scientific a lot on recirculation of others such as Nikau Afate, who is credited in possessing done the at first 3D printing device in Togo. So spectacular was Mr. Afate's pet printing device how it took at first location at the Barcelona Falsification Technique meeting in 2015. The gentle-spoken 39-year-old pioneer, who previous utilized to cooperate in EL's technique hub named WoLab, one of the top in city, newly begun his own lab and operates out of a little work area following to his building. At first, electric waste management was a pestilence, how's how we utilized to explain it, Mr. Afate says. Ours gateway were filled in old machine bodies decaying off. But present how issue has rotated in an prospect. E-waste could be outlined as a gold mine. In 2016 human beings about the planet engendered on 44 millionth tons of electric waste management, the paper told. Old portable phones, laptops, TVs and generators sandwiched within vans and freight transport shape portion of which comes via Lomé's seaport. The vehicles are outdoor up at a marketplace following doorway to the seaport and the buyers collect circle. The growing consumer demand for technique has created a marketplace for human beings who wish to buy other-hand electronic equipment at deal prices. But it is not fair consumer demand for these means how is hopeful there arrive. It is as well the inappropriate recirculation accessible in richer countries. Organizations such as the Basel Activity Web are increased concerns how West countries are just not processing their own electric waste management efficaciously, outgoing it intended to end up on good sea vessels connected for Western Africa, amongst some places. This planet does not aware which to do in the e-waste how it is making. Africa giving the top environmental for price dumping, says militant Sina Alaka of Youthful for the Environmental Togo. We include a poor regulating scope, poor institutions and corrupt practices as well aids in the motion of e-waste. We requirement to imitate Thailand who endangered to use her war to ban the importing of electric waste management. Time it is not versus world law to exportable utilized consumer goods to some countries. The issue comes on if these consumer goods no much longer job as set out by treaties such as the Basel and Bamako Conventions. The Bamako Convention, that came in strength in 1998, commits African nations to prohibiting the import of dangerous waste management, consisting radiation content. You may as well love, it as well encourages countries on the mainland to accept law to monitoring the import of close end-of-life or undesirable machinery by denoting such a machinery as dangerous waste management. Believe of a set of televisions, they include CD, conduct and beryllium. All such are toxicity and really hazardous to humans and to the environmental, Mr. Alaka says. They can discover their way to aquifers, shed in the sea. We eat the minnow. They include quicksilver and lot more than. It is really hazardous for our public health. Particularly to our family. It is, yet, a problem to govern electric waste management control since lot human beings earn money a residing of it. If you see at the types of waste management that arrives there, a lot of it is very hazardous and toxicity, so we should very estimate the economical effect how it could include on our environmental, Herr Vachumsi of the e-waste center, a recirculation industry, says. His crew tries to minimize their exposition to the dangerous material in the e-waste and he hopes the high norm will one day be the rule in Togo. But for currently, which they cannot redirect, they exportable behind to Europe, wherever it initially came of. And mockery how is not lose on Mr. Chumsey. There are the TVs how include the toxicity material. We pay to email these behind to Belgium for recirculation, since we do not include the power there to recirculate the e-waste in a secure path, he explains. In a nation in bounded job opportunities for its youthful human beings down there is enormous capacity for the production. Innovators and entrepreneurs like are hard to go up in solutions how gear, how capacity and alleviate the dangers.